Every day, over 150,000 people die. That's over 6,000 people every hour, over 100 people every minute, and about 2 people every single second. That means since you started watching this video, about 20 people have already died. And some of these people got hit by cars, others fell off a cliff, others may have had a heart attack, and others may have simply passed away from natural causes. Death is one of those things that every single living thing on earth has in common, and death does not discriminate against your skin color or your political beliefs or where you were born or how much money you have. No one can escape the incurable disease that we all are blessed with from birth called life. And it's interesting because even though we all logically know this, very few of us have really internalized this. How many of you have really sat down with your eyes closed in an empty room and truly imagined what your funeral would look like? Like, who would even be at your funeral? Who would be there out of pure obligation and politeness? And who would be there because they actually wanted to be there? What would people say about you? What would they remember? And it's weird because you'd think because we all have this terminal disease called life that we all would be more sympathetic and loving with one another. I mean, this life disease really is the one thing that all human beings have in common. Because in 120 years from now, every single human being on Earth will be dead and a brand new set of humans will be alive. And then in another 120 years after that, another brand new set of people will be alive. And this is the cycle of life. It just goes on and on and on. And when you start thinking about life like this, you really start to realize how short our time here on Earth really is. And you also start to realize that we all are on this journey together as one. And it also makes you question the way most people interact with one another. Like, why do so many people get so angry with each other? Or why do people argue with each other? Why do people physically harm one another? Why are there so many parents who yell at their kids or even beat their kids? Why do so many spouses who supposedly love each other fight all the time? Why are there siblings who don't speak to each other to this day over some disagreement that took place years ago? Why do best friends talk badly about each other behind each other's back? Why do human beings behave like this? I think a part of it is because we really have not sat down to really think about what the true meaning of life is. And I also think that most people really have not come to terms with the fact that they are not going to be here forever. And to be honest, I don't really claim to know what the true meaning of life is. Okay, I think it's something that our human brain can't fully logically understand. It would kind of be like trying to explain consciousness to a dog or a cat or something. They just can't understand it. However, what I will say is there are some things that I think everyone should know. And I think the first step to actually understanding a topic like the meaning of life is to first align ourselves with the 4 truths of the universe. And the first truth is the truth of cause and effect, which means that every single thing you do or say has some kind of effect on the world around you and yourself. For example, let's say a number of years ago you lost your temper and you got really mad at a loved one in your life. This could be a family member or a friend or even that random person on the street. That one single incident where you lost it will have a lingering effect on that person to this day. Now, with that being said, it doesn't have to be some huge effect. It could be a very mild and small effect, and it could be buried deep within their subconscious that isn't necessarily visible on the exterior. But make no mistake, the effect is there, and it will always be there, and there is nothing that you can do to undo that. And the reason why most people hate hearing this is because it instantly makes them accountable for every single thing that they have ever done. And being held accountable is something that most human beings hate. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that we should all dwell in the past and feel sorry for ourselves, but what it does mean is that going forward, you should be very conscious of the things that you say and the things that you do within this world. And if you feel like you behaved in a way or you really lost it on someone, you can always apologize to that person because it is never, ever too late to say, I'm sorry. And the second truth of the universe is the law of impermanence, which means that every single thing here on Earth is temporary, like our bodies, our minds, our relationships, even our brains, even the video that you are watching right now. This video will probably be gone one day because the sun could explode and every single thing could be gone within a second. And funny enough, this is actually a good thing, and it shouldn't really make you feel bad or sad because it's none of those things. What it should make you do is really cherish each and every single moment that you have here on Earth. And to be clear, they don't have to be these big special moments. They can be any moment, like that one time where you laughed so hard that tears fell from your eyes, or maybe it was that time where you simply were sitting alone and you were just gazing at the sunset. Because all we really have in this lifetime is the present moment. And the third truth is the law of suffering and attachment. Any time that we become attached to something or someone, you are basically making a contract with yourself to be unhappy. Because like we just discussed, nothing here on Earth is permanent, which means that you will eventually lose that loved one, or you will eventually lose that watch, or that car, or that family member. Even your own body, you are going to lose. And the fourth truth is that we all are going to die one day. And the death truth is typically the toughest one for most people to accept because it often makes people really sad. But death does not have to be this horribly bad thing or even a sad thing, because without death, the moments with our friends or our family would not really be that special or deep. Without death, everything would eventually become dull and meek and gray, and there would be no incentive to really love and cherish the moments that we have with one another. There would be no incentive to really laugh deeply or love deeply or even to be present. And these are the things that truly make life rich and worth living. And on top of that, death is one of those things that truly does connect all of us because it makes you realize that you and the 7 other billion people here on Earth really are all on the same team, because this is our time. This is our time to collectively live life to the fullest as one. So the next time that you feel the need to yell at that loved one, or to yell at that person who cut you off in traffic, or to get revenge on that person who wronged you in the past, just remember that you are choosing to actively hurt your very own teammate. Make every moment count. Love deeply, laugh deeply, and be present to the moment. Because at the end of the day, all we really have in life is the present moment, so don't let it go to waste. If you want to learn more about life and motivation, then go ahead and click the video on the screen right now. I promise that you will love it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very soon.